It was a tremendous insult. Organizers apologize after church groups criticize alleged Last Supper parody during opening ceremony. Alleged? Come on. Sarah Fields has the tweet. Barbara Butch, the woman in the center, posted this photo to her Instagram, admitting the photo had everything to do with them mocking the scriptures. She then deleted it a few hours later and called it the Feast of the Gods. Nope, caught. At the Olympics, they mocked Christianity. They had a pale horse on the River Seine. That was crazy to me. I saw this and I was like, oh, wow, that is the Last Supper. And then they had a pale horse. Okay. So she even has the halo. She says, oh, yes, the New Gay Testament. Deleted it and then posted, will forever be proud and support this moment of art reference, The Feast of the Gods by Jan Harmons Van Bilger. Oh, please. I received a lot of messages about my faith, but I have questions about yours. No, they were mocking. What is this one? Oh, it's the AI stuff. They were mocking Christianity. CNN Sports says, organizers of the Paris Olympics have apologized for what some critics described as parody of the Last Supper. Yeah, like the person in it. The scene featured drag artists and dancers and was widely criticized by the Catholic Church and Christian groups. Pause. I don't care that Christians are offended by this. I can respect that they're offended, but I don't care that they're offended. Like, I can say, I get it. I am offended because these same leftists, Cenk Uygur, here we go. They will tell you hate speech should be banned. Don't be offensive. Put trigger warnings on everything. But then when it comes to Christianity, they will intentionally insult you and tell you they're allowed to do it. No. I want equality under the law. I want the rules to be known, but they don't play by rules. To them, there is no truth but power. We'll come back to Cenk Uygur here. We'll read more from CNN. The French Catholic Church said the festivities included scenes of derision and mockery of Christianity. There was clearly never an intention to show disrespect to any religious group, Paris 2024 spokesperson Anne Descamps told the news conference. On the contrary, I think we tried to celebrate community tolerance. We believe this ambition was achieved. If people have taken any offense, we're of course really sorry. While the scene has come under criticism, the opening ceremony was also widely praised, of course, with some pointing out that the scene was more reminiscent of the other works like The Feast of the Gods by Johann Rottenheimer or Jan Bruegel. Completely disagree. So when you take a look at the image here, the way they're all standing around, you see this man right here with his arm out? They actually reenacted those intentionally. They were trying to look like the Last Supper. Dionysus arrives at the table because he is the Greek god of celebration, and that sequence is called festivity. The god of wine, which is also a French jewel and father of Sequana, the goddess linked to the River Seine. The idea was to create a big pagan party in link with the god of Mount Olympus, and you will never find in me or my work any desire of mocking anyone. Except there was a pale horse running on the river. What was that? For those that don't know, there are 4 horses of the apocalypse. The pale horse, of course, is the horse of death. And it's the pale green, yellow green, or green horse. There is a white horse, a black horse, a red horse, and a pale horse. Pale or green. The reason is because the words can be translated in either direction. In a post on X, the official Olympics account said the interpretation of the Greek god Dionysus makes us aware of the absurdity of violence between human beings. All right, Cenk. What say you, good sir? He says, if you're still offended by people in drag, please grow up. Here was my response. Cenk, would you join me in hosting a drag show live event where we have drag Muhammad and Jesus together to prove your point? I didn't think so. Of course not. Because that would be very, very offensive and dangerously offensive. I would like to stress this point. I in no way intend to do this, nor do I intend to insult Christians or Muslims. My point was the hypocrisy of these individuals. And I actually, I take issue with this idea many people have where when Christians are mocked, it's always like, yeah, would you mock Muslims that way? I feel bad dragging Muslims into this, but it proves the point. So to my Muslim friends, this is not meant to be in any way derisive of you. You did nothing wrong. Now, there are certainly things with fundamentalist Islam I take issue with, but what I mean to say is, I feel like there's going to be like Majid Nawaz or some other Muslim guy I know being like, hey, don't look at me. We had nothing to do with them mocking Jesus. And that's my point. It wasn't Muslims who went up there and insulted Jesus. It was leftist, communist, Marxist drag queens insulting Jesus. So there's no intention on my part of mocking Muhammad. My point is to make, they do not actually believe what they are saying. Cenk Uygur, if you're offended by people in drag, oh yeah, you wouldn't dare offend any other religion. It's just Christianity you think is fair game. Blair says, no one is offended by drag itself, Cenk. They're offended when they twerk on kids and mock people's religion. That isn't hard to understand. Passively Affable says, they were being intentionally offensive to Christians. That was their entire point, to be offensive. He said, you sound like fundamentalist Muslims. Sorry, but you do. You don't get to tell people when they're allowed to be offensive and when they're not, and then get angry when they are offended by what you do. But of course, I suppose hypocrisy is the name of the game for many of these people. That's reality, right? The left has been doing it for a while. Antifa goes and firebombs buildings, and they says it's not violence because they're not people. It's just a fence or a window. Yeah, violence includes things like smashing windows and destroying things is violence. They will go around and engage in violence and then claim that your speech is violence. They cut themselves out in every possible way. But I will do this. While we're here, my friends, and you get the point, they're literally mocking the Last Supper. I do think there was some intention with Dionysus showing up of bringing in Greek mythology or religion or whatever. But I want to point out, I think it's more of Dionysus asserting himself over Christianity. Dionysus is the god of reveling and parties and stuff like this. They're basically saying out with Jesus, in with Dionysus. That is what they're hoping to accomplish. That is their worldview. CNN, of course, has alleged Last Supper because they don't know how to Google search. Let's do this. Washington Post and CNN contributor post AI photo of Kamala Harris event. What is this? What is that? This says outdoor recreation, but it's really weird looking. Catherine Crample, okay, Crample on X. I'm going to pull up her posts. I want to dive into CNN's credibility here. Syndicated op-ed columnist for the Washington Post, commenter CNN, correspondent for NewsHour, previously with the New York Times. And she says, y'all are cuckoo. Here we go. Look at this. Let me show you the original photos. Scenes from the Harris fundraiser in Pittsfield, MA. This is a photo that she posted. And people noticed right away that when you zoom in, looks like I can't actually zoom in this one. You know what I have to do? Is that going to work? Here we go. When you zoom in, yeah, that's not a photograph. The hand is bent. What is this? It's very weird. It's like it's got some kind of mosaic filter on it. Their faces are melted. What is it? It looks like a painting. Well, here's what she said. Let me, we'll zoom back out. What is going on with this X? 150. All right. She says, here's the scene. She posts other pictures. Now, here's what I find interesting and very strange about this. You can see many of the same people in both photos that she posted, and they both look like AI. I don't know. She says, some homemade coconut tree signs. What is this? Look at this. Oop, how do I zoom in? What is this? This is crazy, right? Reality is breaking down, I guess. All right. Here's how she responded. She said, LOL, getting spam claiming these photos are AI. Not sure why I'd use AI to create a crowd of people in downtown Pittsfield, but these were taken on my iPhone. Sadly, unlike on TV cop shows, you can't just shout enhance and make blurry background in a compressed JPEG clear. No. Let me open this image that she also posted, and I think we're going to see similar artifacting. And I think, like, it does look weird. It doesn't look as weird. But here's what's fascinating. Other people posted photos, and maybe we'll see them. She says, y'all are cuckoo. Given the weird stuff I'm still getting, in any case, here's footage from local TV stations at the same event. Enjoy. People are posting these images. You can pull up any iPhone image and zoom in. And this stuff doesn't happen. I have a theory that maybe modern phones have begun to auto AI generate images. Really. You take a picture and then the AI generates something. Because I don't know, I got to tell you, this does not make sense. Nothing, like, it's very strange. I don't know how she got the results she got unless she generated AI video. So that's on CNN. Or it's not necessarily CNN. I guess she's just a contributor to CNN. Washington Post, New York Times. No idea. But I'll wrap this segment up there, my friends. Thank you all so much for hanging out. Smash the like button. You can follow me on X and Instagram at Timcast. Become a member at timcast.com. Next segment will be tonight at 8 p.m. over at youtube.com/TimcastIRL. Thank you all so much for hanging out. For the rest of you, we'll grab some super chats before we go, and we'll see you all next time.